Am I the asshole for going on vacation without my husband? My husband and I planned a week vacation to New Orleans in the US. But mostly I have been planning this for months. Back in March, I told him I would plan most of it, where to go, and what to do. All he has to do was make sure he had the week off and buy the plane tickets. I spent the last few months researching what to do. I booked the hotel room, made reservations at places we wanted to try, I made a list of all the sites I wanted to see. Every few weeks, I would check in with my husband to see if he had asked off and bought the tickets yet. He would say he was waiting for the plane ticket prices to go down. 3 weeks ago, I reminded him again and he said he had got off of work for the days but had forgotten to get the tickets. He looked online and the tickets were close to $1,500 ticket. He said he was going to wait some more to see if they would go down. Last week, I asked if he had bought them yet and he said no. We looked again and the prices were still high. He said he wasn't willing to spend that much on them and asked how much money I would lose if I just cancelled everything instead. He offered to have a nice staycation instead. I told him I was not willing to cancel everything because I spent so much time planning it. We argued and we didn't come to a conclusion. I wound up buying just one ticket for myself and when I flew out Saturday, I told him I was still going and he acted all surprised that I didn't want to stay home with him. I am in New Orleans now and he is blowing up my phone saying that I am an ass for still going without him. He was trying to get a ticket to come to but I told him if he came, he is getting his own hotel room because this is now my vacation away from him. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. He literally had 2 tasks and plenty of time to complete them, plus reminders. I'd honestly be irritated that he dropped the ball and then didn't own up to it by buying the tickets at the high price. Consider that a procrastination tax and a lesson. Not the asshole. I don't know WTF your husband's deal is but he acted like a real asshole. I don't know if he deliberately sabotaged the trip or just didn't care enough to follow through on his tiny piece of things, but you were absolutely right to not let him ruin the trip for you, and be sure as hell shouldn't be booking an expensive plane ticket to come join you now. I hope he'll be ready with a massive apology when you get home. Not the asshole. Your husband sounds like an ass. Hubby and I have been taking independent vacations, including international ones for a quarter century. We also take vacations together. It works well for us. We appreciate each other all the more after a few weeks to a month or more apart. Has he never flown before? You don't wait for flights to come down, you buy the tickets ASAP before they go up. Inevitably. Virtually always. Airline ticket prices are supply and demand, nothing else. When a trip is 2 months out, the planes are still booked as almost empty, the supply is high, and the cost is low. When the trip is 10 days away the planes are almost full, and the supply is short, ergo the price is high. This is the way it has always worked. Not the asshole. Enjoy the big easy. Not the asshole. That was weaponized incompetence trying to manipulate you into canceling the vacation because he didn't want to go. Good on you for going anyway and not playing his passive-aggressive bullshit game. This is now my vacation away from him. You don't play. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. My ex pulled a similar stunt except I'd already paid for everything. He expected me to cancel the family vacation and sit home with him because he changed his mind. Nope, took one of our adult kids in his place so I was only out a name change fee and had the best vacation ever. I realized on that trip it was over. Filed for divorce less than 6 months later. Not the asshole. He really let you down. It's almost like he didn't want to take this vacation so he sabotaged it. But even if he was merely being lazy, he was still being uncaring. It was clear how much this trip meant to you and he blithely blew it off and expected you to just stay home for your vacation instead? Oh hell no. Not the asshole. You did the right thing. I hope you enjoy your stay and your time alone in your hotel with a big bed to yourself. Eat as much food as you can, smiling face with hearts. Not the asshole. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He is either a procrastinator and leaves things to the last minute. When buying plane tickets there must be no procrastinating because the ticket price only goes up. Or he didn't want to go on holiday, so kept stalling until tickets were too expensive or no leave left. Both scenarios, he had no interest or planning for the holiday, so he has not missed a holiday, he has missed the opportunity for a holiday. Not the asshole. Your hubs is the plane tickets are cheapest furthest away from departure, except for possible last-minute deals that are unreliably available. Not the asshole. Hope you have a lovely holiday. Not the asshole. I love that you told him this was now your vacation away from him. I would have done the same, smiley face. ESH. Probably should have spent the money on divorce lawyers instead, because this is where it's headed. Do you guys even like each other? Lol. Both acting pretty childish and immature for being married. This marriage is on its way out if you're not already planning a divorce. Notar he had an opportunity to go and chose not to. Not the asshole. Pretty passive-aggressive. Notar. TF. Apps like Hopper and Skyscanner literally tell you when to book. He had no excuse. Nola is amazing, join a solo female traveler group and have the best time. This is epic, of course you are not the asshole. Thanks for the laugh. You're not the asshole, that title belongs to your husband. He didn't want to spend money on that vacation, but couldn't own up to it. I hope you enjoy your solo vacation, and ignore his calls. ESH. Through thick and thin, richer or poor, unless there's a trip to New Orleans. With those vows. The next big project your husband will be spending money on is a divorce lawyer. Not the asshole, he's the He had one task and instead wanted to make you lose money. Nope. Not the asshole sounds like he never actually planned to go on this trip, and was thinking he could change your mind. Not the asshole, I can almost guarantee you he did it on purpose. No one is that dense. He knew what he was doing. Assuming that you say is the real story. You two have issues and need counseling or divorce. You're both assholes. He should have followed through on his part to buy the tickets. I don't know your financial story or if you work also and have your own separate bank account, but if money is a legitimate issue then you should both be on the same page about everything. Agreements should be made about solo vacations, not solo vacations out of spite and anger. I think your relationship has some bigger issues. And I think your husband had a problem with the idea of the vacation to begin with. For someone traveling each year, booking the hotel before the flight is wild to me personally. I always look up hotels before booking tickets to fly, but booking order is definitely flight, hotel, activities, dinner reservations, etc. Just always. Really? No one else is going to see that you're the asshole? You booked everything else besides the plane tickets after saying you'd book everything else? If you felt like you couldn't trust your husband to book anything, why give him the task of the plane tickets? If you wanted your husband to come along, you would have either done the lot in the beginning or bit the bullet at the end and went, fine, I'll effing do it, but you've decided to leave without him and told him to not come along. Your marriage will not last if you can't even organize a holiday. Please don't procreate if you haven't already. Husband is a lazy ass, don't get me wrong. You are an asshole for making this post in the first place. AITA. Way to kill your marriage.